Hello everyone, this is Kyle Alpeters and we are playing Minecraft today. This is going to be a let's play where we're going to play through the game a normal standard vanilla Minecraft from start to what you can call Minecraft's finish. I'm intending to do a lot of tutorials and kind of just explaining the way through it, so it's going to be a really nice thing if you're new to Minecraft. I know the game's been out forever, but you know, some people are still kind of learning their way around the game. So I am going to give a disclaimer that I'm by no means an expert in the game, and in a lot of ways I'll probably be learning along with everyone during this playthrough. Anyway, let's jump straight into it. So we're going to create a complete new world straight from the start. Nothing too major about it. We're gonna have no cheats, no game rules, survival. It's gonna be on the normal difficulty, and yeah, let's jump straight into it. Let's see what world we have. So for the most part, the reason why I'm kind of doing this is, first of all, because it's a little bit fun. Also for all the the new people that are trying to get into it. Minecraft can sometimes be quite a daunting game. And I know there's 100 million people that are doing Minecraft Let's Plays, but yeah, this is just kind of for those people to kind of be into it. Now, the only thing I am running on my Minecraft is that I am running a shaders pack, nothing too major, but it will add things like a little bit different leaves and some slight different textures. Alright, so it looks like we've spawned here in what seems to be a Taiga on the beach. Wonderful. Prime real estate. Let's have a little bit of a look around and then we'll jump straight into it. Now, when you get thrown into Minecraft, you start you with nothing and you got to kind of make your way through it. So opening your inventory and stuff, you'll see, you know, there's nothing. You've got no armor, you've got no weapons, there's not much you can create yet. So let's start with, where do we go from here? Now the best thing to do is to pick a tree. No, I don't like that one. Who is the this one? And you just kind of start punching it. Now this seems like a really good idea, and when you are in desperate need of wood, I highly recommend that you walk up to a tree and start punching it. And yeah, in real life, I mean, just IRL, get yourself some wood. There you go. Okay. You just get a couple, nothing too major. And something that's kind of nice to do is to leave this block, this block here, so that you can always reach the tops, because Minecraft, the leaves will only start to disappear if you've taken away all of the wood that is connected to the leaves. And I don't know, maybe it's the kind of just sustainability, the eco type of thing that I have is I have this kind of dislike to having half trees everywhere in the world. You know, you want the world to look kind of realistic, kind of pretty, and I definitely in real life have not seen half a tree just floating around. So always make sure you grab from the bottom all the way through. We're going to open up our inventory and we are going to craft some of our first materials. Now, Minecraft's got the nice built-in feature here to the left where you've got all of the types of things you can craft. So I'll be showing you probably mostly the normal crafting in this actual section, but you can always find it on the left if you want to be crafting your stuff from there. I'm going to turn all of these logs into planks. There you've got some planks, and you see immediately I now have extra things that I can make. So the first thing you want to do is you want to grab yourself some wood, you want to create yourself a crafting table, just one, and maybe a little bit of sticks, because we need to get our first set of tools. That is the most important thing. Tools are everything. You cannot walk around punching everything all day long. It is super slow, and in a lot of cases you'll actually lose the materials. Now, the way we used to do Minecraft originally is you actually had to draw out the kind of things in the crafting table to be able to craft the materials. Now, luckily, you have that panel on the left which shows you everything. So for your basic set, you kind of just want to make some wood stuff. If you've got a little bit of stone nearby, you can kind of just make a pickaxe and go grab yourself some stone so that you can get stone tools. I pick up my crafting table, and now let's move around a little bit and see how we are going to survive the first night. Now obviously you got to think about the main things that you're going to need in a world. You know, if you're thinking about surviving on a desert island, what do you need? You need fire, you need shelter, and you maybe need a little bit of food. Quite important. You can, if you're not doing too much, survive the first night without food. Obviously, when the sun sets and it gets dark, all of the mobs will start to spawn, the aggressive mobs, like zombies, like skeletons. So you really want to avoid getting into a situation where you are outside in the middle of the night under-equipped. Now this is looking like quite a nice area to be building. So maybe we'll have a look at just a little starter base on that island in between what seems to be a birch forest and the taiga. But for now, we're just going to grab some more wood. Now I tend to not break leaves with any of my tools because it does actually affect the durability of your tools, if I'm not mistaken. And again, you just chop down a tree. I leave that little bottom one so I can stand on it, look up, and get the rest of the tree. Sometimes you'll get the case, especially with like these taiga trees, where you might need to build up one more block just so that you can get that top piece of wood. But for the most part it should be okay. Alright, we've got a healthy supply of wood, we have a little bit of tools, and we're ready to go looking for food. One of the things that you'll notice in Minecraft is you wouldn't expect it, because it's just this kind of blocky game, but it is really easy to get lost. If you're working on Java Edition, you can press the F3 screen to get the debug screen, which will show you your coordinates and stuff like that. So that's great. There is some coal. I am going to grab that because that is going to be awesome for early game. Now, there's a couple of techniques on how to find your way around. Some of them is just building up dirt pillars all over, adding torches around, things like that. I need the right tools for that. Now if you can see, when I start to hit the coal with my wood pickaxe, it kind of goes really slowly. The reason for that is that in order to mine coal, you actually need a stone pickaxe. And that's the way Minecraft works. The progression in Minecraft is based on what materials your pickaxe is made out of. So you can see it goes quicker, and I get the coal. And there's another piece. So let me show you if I put on the wood pickaxe again. So when I break this one with the wood pickaxe, you'll notice that, oh, it still drops. Never mind. Derp. I always had it in the impression that you needed stone for coal. Oh well, that's good to know. So you can actually mine coal with just a stone pickaxe. Meh. So we learn. So I'm going to grab myself all of this coal. 10 coal is pretty good. And then just a general good thing to have is to have a supply of cobblestone. So I'm just going to grab myself some cobblestone because we're going to be needing it for furnace in order to cook food and all those good things. Okay, grabbing some. What I often do, and that's just kind of a me thing because I hate the wooden tools, is I'll often actually just use the entire wooden pickaxe to get a supply of cobblestone. You'll get almost a stack of cobblestone using your wood pickaxe. Probably not going to do it now, and I mean that's really a stylistic thing, it's up to you, so whatever you want. 34, we'll maybe go up until 40 and then carry on looking for food. Always be mindful of the time. You do not want to be caught outside without any supplies or without any food. Okay, so this biome that I've got seems to be a little bit barren of animals or any type of food really, so I'm gonna have to walk a little. As I say that, there comes a sheep and a chicken. Never mind. So there's 2 sheep and some berries. I'll grab the berries because that's always a nice renewable source of food. And I think I'm gonna kill these sheep for their wool and for their meat, but sometimes you might want to be careful with it because if you kill all the animals that are around you, you're not gonna have any left, you know, so you're gonna have to walk maybe who knows how many blocks to get them. So it's always a good idea to just keep in mind the breeding and things like this. But for this purpose, I'm actually going to be killing these sheep and take their materials. Now you'll see I picked up some meat and some wool. Now that meat can actually not be eaten just like that. It has the potential, raw meat has the potential to make you sick, and it doesn't fill you as much, if I can say that. So the saturation is not as good. So you always want to be making sure that you cook your food. And that's kind of a real life concept as well. You're not going to be eating raw meat unless you're like kind of like your food really rare. If you want your lamb chops to be eating the salad off of your plate, then you can leave it rare. But for the most part, I wouldn't recommend it. Could make you sick. And here we have some foxes. We have a whole family of foxes. That is really cool. One of the newer features of Minecraft. I think they're awesome. Look how cute he is. Look, that's cool. And he's absolutely petrified of me. Don't worry, they are as scared of you as you are of them. Grabbing some more berries, and still we continue walking around, finding a little bit of place where we can settle. Now I could go back to the beach where we initially spawned, some biggies. But I think I'm kind of just gonna dwell around and see what we find. I like being around a little bit of water, just because it makes some travel easier. If you've got these nice long rivers, there's some more sheep. You can always take a boat up and down river to kind of get where you need to be. I'm actually thinking this seems like a pretty good spot, so I'm gonna go grab a sheep quickly. And in many cases, you might think that you actually need to rush your first house, but you don't need to. It's not a race to get where you need to. This is a game where you work at your own speed. So it's getting dark now, and that's going to be scary now. So I could go in there. Maybe I should just go in there. Let's see what's in there. And for the first base we're just going to have a kind of hidey hole base. So it's just a little area where we dig out, and our base is going to be in. I think this is fantastic. There seems to be zombies around, but let's see. You can hear those sounds. They are ready. And all that you do is you kind of dig yourself in here. There is something in here. So what I'll eventually do is I'll maybe block off this side, and this will be the starter base. Now it's going to be a little bit creepy because we're going to be hearing those zombies all night long. Eventually we'll go through the caves and we will actually empty them out. Okay. Now the reason why I like doing this is because there it is. Okay, so maybe not that side. Let's go find another home. Yeah, it's okay. We can work it with here. So we'll just keep it blocked up on this side. And yeah, so I want to use this because it is a nice easy way to get your first starter shelter, which you can use in order to kind of survive for the first little bit until you can get all the houses and the whole village or whatever it is that you want to make. I add a door, I add a torch, just for safety's sake. Alright, so now during the night we can just dig out a little bit, and this is really especially good if you haven't been able to kind of find wool yet. You know, if you can't sleep on the first night, you're gonna have to stay awake through the first night, and you could be outside building a house, but you know, that could be a little bit dangerous. So just for the initial part, what I would recommend, especially if you're newer to the game, craft yourself a little hidey hole. Ran out of a pickaxe. Just dig your way around a little bit, and this is going to be the first home. From here I'm going to just click that one so I can only see. If you click this one, by the way, it filters between being able to see everything that you can make or only those things that you're able to craft at the moment. I'm going to make a furnace. A furnace is the most important thing. That's made out of cobblestone. You need that to be cooking all of your food. plonk it down next to that, and I'm going to put in all of my mutton. And there it goes. Now something that you might notice, and I've seen this mistake a lot, is when you're walking around, someone will see stone and they'll go, okay, let me grab some of that stone, and they'll start punching the stone. And what you'll see is that it takes a really long time to break through it, and when you eventually do, there's no cobblestone that gets left there. So you always need to make sure that you're using the right tool for the job. So if you're mining like stone or granite or any of the ores, you need to make sure that you're using a pickaxe. And the other tools kind of do the same except for the other materials. So if you're trying to get wood, that was not clever, you need to make sure that you're using an axe. If you're trying to get some sand, you need to make sure you're using a shovel. And then obviously use a stick to hit things aggressively in the face. And that's like real life. So a lot of times in Minecraft, you actually got to relate it to real life. What would I use in this situation? So I'm just crafting myself some more sticks, some more planks, so that we can maybe work on some other things. Now, I only have 2 white wool and 1 grey wool. I thought I got more. So I actually can't make a bed. There's some more food, so we are sorted in the food department. What I'm going to make now is just a chest to store all of the stuff that I'm going to get. I'm actually going to make a double if I've got enough wood to do so. I do. And to make a double chest, you just put 1 chest next to the other. It opens up into this double. And chests are really important for your world, obviously. You need to be able to store all of the things, and you're going to be getting a lot of things in Minecraft, so you want to make sure that you've got enough space to store everything. Just grabbing the last coal. Now at this stage, this is not the most attractive house in the world, but it's okay. It'll do for the purposes, it's raining, of our first little starter home. Now if I have a look at what I've got here, I've got my basic set of tools. I think I'm actually going to upgrade these for some stone tools. So let's quickly do that. So let's go for a stone sword. The wooden tools pretty much suck. You want to get rid of them as soon as you can. And the nice thing, if you don't want to just leave them lying around in the chest, you can actually put all your wooden tools at the bottom of the furnace to be the fuel for whatever it is you're going to be cooking. So we'll actually use that when we have need of it. I'm going to put away the door, I'm going to put away some of the wool, just stack up some of my things, chuck away the egg, chuck away the seeds, and there we go. Now I quickly want to see if I can't grab another sheep. So let's have a look around. Everything seems to be kind of alright. There's a zombie. Hi, how are you doing? Now, where is that little sheeple that I saw? I swear it was around there. Anyway, hi cows. You are not helpful to me. Again, running around in the middle of the night while it's raining, probably not the best idea, but I really don't want to have to wait for the rain, so I'm actually just going to find a sheep and sleep through it. And obviously, I find some sheep, and there are skeletons and creepers nearby. Let's pretend that didn't happen. Oh no. So, I fell into the biggest noob trap in the world. I got blown up by a creeper. You know how I said stay in your hidey hole? That's why you stay in your hidey hole. So now I gotta run. If you die, this was completely intentional. I died absolutely intentionally so that I can show you what you do if you die. Everything that you had in your inventory drops when you die. So it's important that you kind of try to get out, thank you for that you try to get your materials back. You know, especially if you've got like some diamond armor or some really cool stuff. You need to make sure that you're able to find it again and get it back. Now this rain is just making nonsense. There's another creeper. Let's not do that again. and obviously I am lost. The more you play Minecraft, the more you get used to the directions. This is the most amazing start to a playthrough I've ever had. It is absolutely fantastic. I'm showing off my pure amazing skill at this game. To be fair, I did disclaim that I'm not the best expert at this game. Now, the creeper should have exploded somewhere around here, and yeah, here's all my stuff. So you can just pick up all your stuff, and there you go, boom boom boom. Got some other stuff. Now you've got this terrible crater. Let's pretend it doesn't exist, and I need to make sure that I can get hold of that sheep. So I'm gonna try and make a break for the sheep. Hope the creeper didn't see me. There's the spider. How you doing, sir? Okay, got some wool. That's enough. Yes. And now we run for our lives back to our hidey hole, so that we can hopefully not die again. Like I said, this is going to be super unedited. I actually thought about, maybe I should edit that out and make it look like I didn't die, but no. You should see it exactly as it happens, because this is a beginner guide. So these things will happen, and it's okay. It gets a little bit more frustrating when you're working around lava and stuff like that, and you start to lose your very expensive items or things that you've been harvesting for a long time. Anyway, if this is going to irritate me, we'll fix that now. There we go. Back in our hideout, we feel safe. And when you're starting out, you're going to be doing this a lot, where you're going to be absolutely scared of everything. And you're going to be like, I do not want to leave, I will wait for dawn, and I will only do everything at the day. And that's cool. That's okay. Because, you know, you play it at your own pace. We are going to use the most amazing thing in the early game, and that is we're going to make a bed. And there you get it, a white bed. Our night problems are over. Now when you place a bed, you'll notice you can't put it there. You always have to place the bed on the one block away, so it places from the foot upward away from you towards the head, like that. Okay, it's raining, and it says I can only sleep at night or during thunderstorms. It's just normal rain, it's not a thunderstorm. It has become morning already. Alright, let me just reshuffle my tools a little bit. Don't ask me why I like it in a specific order, but there you go. I hear a wandering trader. Let's see if we can find out what he has. Now, they're pretty useless, I must admit. I don't like the wandering traders too much. I don't see much value in them, and they never have good trades. But luckily, they come to your door with llamas. Now, be careful. If you hit a llama, it will actually spit at you. So these guys spawn really randomly, and they've got a variety of trades that they have. As you can see, it's emeralds, which is the general trading tool for a whole bunch of rubbish. I don't have emeralds, so I can't really trade with him. Nice to meet you though, and off you go. See, delivery at your door. Great service. Alright, so now that we've got our kind of home base and our hidey hole set, we need to start thinking, what is the next step? And this is kind of where Minecraft could get confusing, like, what do we do next? So in my opinion, the next step would be to start gearing up, and maybe to start looking at building a permanent home. So I'm not 100% sure about this. I think I'm going to stick in the hidey hole for a little bit until I found an area that I'm completely happy with. I don't think it's going to be too far away from here, because we have a lot of different types of wood and nice things. So yeah, let's have a look at that. First of all, just for our next adventure, just like to grab some more wood. You can almost never have enough wood. It's one of those things, and wood is really great obviously because it's a renewable resource, so you can always get more of it. So there we go. If you want to plant more, you actually just throw the sapling in there and you can grow another tree. So I don't have any good source of food yet, but what I do have is these berry bushes. So I'm actually going to plant them just kind of here on the edge, just here and there, just so that we've got a little bit of an extra food source. There's no real way to plant these. You just throw them down, they'll eventually grow, and you can get more berries. Now what you need to be careful with the berry bushes is at this stage, they just slow you down when you walk through them. But you see, as they get bigger, they will actually start to damage you. So just be careful about the berry bushes, especially if you use them decoratively, because they're sharp. Alright guys, you don't need to live outside yet. Alright, and I think that's kind of where we're going to call it for this episode. So, just to recap, when you're starting out with a new world, you first of all want to be getting your first tools, you know, so chop a tree down, punch a tree, then start looking at getting your first pickaxe so that you can, or axe, so that you can get more wood, maybe get some stone. Once you've got those materials, you can then get your sword and your shovel. You want those 4 basic materials at all times. It's kind of important to have you know, one of them. When you start doing longer expeditions like caving and things, you'll want to have more than one. Alright, so make sure you've got your set of tools, that's step number 2. And then finally, you want to kind of set up a safe place for the night. Something where you can be away from the mobs of the night, where you can retreat if you are needing to catch up on health, cook some stuff, maybe do some sleeping, or whatever the case may be. Okay, so that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, throw down a like, maybe subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing mostly Minecraft for the minute. Maybe eventually the channel will grow into something else, and I'm just going to be doing things as I'm enjoying them. But yeah, for this one, for the most part, is a educational kind of thing on how to play Minecraft. So yes, thank you, and have a great day.